Hey, and welcome back to Right Hand Drive, guys. This is episode 26, the third installment of our live from IA interviews.
Nice.
Yeah. So today we got on, actually, it was a friend of Adam Hopkins who was on last week's episode. His name is Chance Baker, and he drives a Kouki Right Hand Drive S14.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it actually was really cool. He was early to show up, which I appreciated. We got his car settled in the booth correctly.
Nice.
Whereas like the night before when we had Adam in there, it kind of was like last minute. So he pulled in and we just parked it, and it just kind of created an awkward booth flow.
Right.
Yeah, so Chance got our booth flow
Nice.
on point. Yeah, for sure.
Gotta have that.
But no, it was cool. And people really, really loved his car. We'll wait until after his part to kind of elaborate a little more on the car, but you can tell he definitely loves the car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like he for sure has like a huge amount of pride in it, and he talked about how he, kind of stayed up until 3 a.m. the night before Import Alliance trying to get it perfect, which, as you know and I know and can relate to, when you're really excited about something with your car, everything has to be, like, on point.
Right.
Like,
You kind of just lose yourself in the process.
Oh, for
just,
sure.
Like, getting it there, and then all of a sudden,
it's you and your homie, it's 3 a.m., you're like, holy
giggling,
crap, I've
laughing,
been
waking up the
polishing
neighbors.
Yeah. I've been polishing these wheels for the past 2.5 hours. I think I
Right.
need to chill. Yeah. So, that dedication was really cool to hear that, and he was for sure excited to be in our booth and like proud,
Yeah.
Even though maybe he didn't fully understand what we stood for when he signed up for it.
Right.
After, I spent like a lot of time with him. He was really cool about kind of staying around his car and answering people's questions and just kind of clarifying, what the parts on the car were.
Right.
So it was really cool to kind of get to know him. And again, he's just another Nashville guy with a right-hand drive car, just like Adam.
Right.
Which is really cool considering your roots and also my short roots in Nashville, to know that there are these guys that are really still loving it there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of him, never met him or anything like that, but we do have, like, a lot of mutual friends and stuff, like, on Instagram and things like that. So I think if I still lived down there, he'd probably be one of the dudes I'd hang out with.
Right.
Given his car choice and
Yeah, for sure.
all that. So, yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell he takes pride in his car and, just keeping everything nice and clean.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Like,
yeah. So, all right. Before we get going too crazy, let's hop in with Chance and, hear what he had to say from IA, and we'll kind of elaborate after the fact.
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, cool. Here's Chance. Welcome back to Right Hand Drive, guys. Today I got Chance Baker sitting next to me live from Import Alliance Summer Meet at the Super Speedway in Nashville. What's up, Chance?
Yo, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. So Chance came through. He's running the booth on Saturday night. He has a beautiful right-hand drive S14. Tell me a little bit about the car, Chance.
Yeah, man. So it's a 1996 Nissan Silvia. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty much stock car. It's actually a NASR car.
Oh, that's rare. You don't you don't see S14s around that much, let alone like an NA S14.
Yeah, no, it's become a rare thing. Everybody wants the DET.
Right.
Nobody runs a NA, so
yeah, and
pretty
so
rare.
Why? Like, what was it? Just what you found? Was it what you wanted? What?
Yeah, so I actually liked it only because I knew it was going to be unmolested,
Right.
So I knew I was going to get a clean chassis right off the bat, because most people who are going to be drifting or running them really hard, they want the DET, obviously, right? Because more power, more fun.
Yeah. I mean, right. It's only those really unique guys that would even dare to to do something like this, right?
Yeah.
Because right, when you open that hood, everybody's expecting the DET.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, oh, well, hey, man, I'm doing something different.
Yeah. A lot of times the reactions are funny because they'll either be like, wow, that's super cool, or like, oh.
Right.
Like they're
the guys that
disappointed.
don't get it,
Yeah.
they're going to be, right. 'Cause if you love the cars, you're going to see the uniqueness in it, right? But, like, if you just love the idea of it, you're going to be like, oh, it's not a DET, you know?
Right.
So I'm sure you've learned how to kind of push that off pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. And, YouTube stars have kind of gone the NA route too,
Mm-hmm.
so
yeah,
that's kind of helped. People kind of know.
Yeah. So the color, the paint, so what's the deal with the paint? Did you respray this?
I did not. This was actually sprayed in Japan before it came over here.
Okay, wow, it's like we'll have the video and everything up, but it's like extremely clean. It looks like a fresh spray, really, So you must have really kind of taken some pride in preserving that.
Yeah, for sure. I actually had a good friend of mine, Sean Charles, did an amazing job doing some paint correction on it. It was decent when I got it. Showed very well. Just wasn't to my likings all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I had him get it paint corrected for me and just work his magic. He
He's
did an
over there at,
incredible job.
Wash and Gloss Auto Salon, right?
Yeah, it's yes, it is
Yeah.
Wash and Gloss.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Sean. I've known Sean a real long time too. He actually hooked me up with letting me ship all of the stuff for this event to his shop. So
See, I did not know that.
Yes.
Sean's a cool guy.
Yeah, he is. Shout out to him. And so, yeah, he did a great job on that. But I mean, I know he didn't put in those brand new headlights you got.
No. So what's amazing about this car is it actually did come like super, super clean. Probably one of the cleanest interiors I've ever seen in a S chassis.
Yeah, I kind of can't believe it.
The headlights are original.
No.
OEM. I mean, they're the clearest, nicest headlights I've ever seen in my life.
They really do. I thought for sure that you like restored this car and those are brand new headlights.
I have not touched those headlights except with a microfiber.
Wow. That's insane. Wow, and that really is a testament to how cars can come from Japan.
For sure.
They can come super, super well maintained.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in which it sounds. How many miles are on this thing?
74,000.
74,000.
Yeah.
Wow. So is that what, right over 100,000 kilometers or a little under?
No, it's I'd have to get the number on the dash to know, but
yeah.
I just know quick calculation in my head, it's right around 74,000. It's like 136,000 kilometers.
Oh, okay, yeah. It is wild, the spread, like when it comes to kilometers versus miles.
Yeah.
134, like, oh, wow. And then you're like, no, that's only 75,000
Yeah,
miles.
it's like nothing.
Yeah, it really isn't. And so tell me about how, because that, a lot of our listeners, they really want to know, well, how do I get a right-hand drive car of my own? So can you just walk us through real quick just kind of how you came upon the car, how you went about getting the car, and if it was like a smooth, experience?
Yeah, for sure. So I went like the local U.S. route. I used JDM Sports Classics out of Michigan.
Okay, yeah, that's where I got my R33.
Yeah, I mean, great people. They did a great job. I really have no complaints. They did everything I asked for them. I saw the car pop up. Within an hour, they sent me videos, pictures, undercarriage pictures, videos, everything that I needed to make a decision and make it quick. Because, when I bought this, and even now, things were going so quickly.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as they pop up, I mean, if it's a perfect car, you have to move.
Yeah.
And, within an hour, I put my deposit in and had
you
it.
snatched that thing
Yeah,
right up.
yeah,
That's
and
cool.
they did everything perfect, everything good. So I can't complain at all with them.
Yeah, I mean, and it is like a lot of these guys, they'll post something, right, and then you could do what you did, hit them right up, and you won't hear from them at all or not for days. And so for somebody to pick you up like that, send you what you needed, and get that deposit within an hour or two, that's
it was incredible. I called them. And honestly, they even may be in a different time zone as me. I didn't even check. But I called him at like 9 a.m. in the morning, and he answered right away, and that was it. So
that's cool. And so you're from where?
So yeah, I'm actually from Murfreesboro, which is
Okay.
a little bit south of Nashville.
Mm-hmm. So how'd you get the car?
So I had it shipped.
Oh, okay. So was that like, did they hook you up with that? Did you have to find
They
your
did
own?
not. I found my own. They do have their own. And looking back on it, I probably should have used them, but I'm
Okay.
cheap.
Yep. You
So-
were looking for the best deal.
Yeah. And it was during COVID too, so everything was crazy expensive,
Right.
and that was including shipping cars.
Mhm.
So I found a carrier. They gave me a great price, and I was like, perfect. They gave me the date that it was gonna be shipped, the date it was gonna arrive.
You
It
were
was with-
styling. You must have
Yeah.
been pumped.
Yeah, I was excited, right? Like, it was gonna be here within a week from Michigan.
Like that's nothing.
That's quick.
yeah.
That's a great turnaround. Did run in some trouble with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
A little
but
too good to be true. It felt
yeah,
like.
a little too good to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially during COVID. Everything was a little bit too good to be true.
It seemed it, didn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. But you ended up getting the car. Car was in great shape.
It was in
obviously.
great shape.
Mhm.
Funny story, the guy that delivered it was actually from out of the country, and where he grew up, it's like that was the car to have where he grew up. So
oh, dang.
when he pulled it off the trailer, he was just like ecstatic to deliver it.
All smiles.
Yeah, he's like, this was my dream car back in my country, and I never got to drive one, and I just appreciate you allowing me to ship it. Like, he was a
That
super
is
cool guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's cool because that's like a connection on another level. Since you're a car guy, he's obviously a car guy deep in heart.
Yeah.
So
And it
that's
made me
legit.
realize, like, I knew he took good care of it on the way.
Right. That nothing was happening to this thing.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, those are the good things when somebody doesn't just drop it off and bounce. They're like, no, this is actually like important to me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's super cool. Like, he stayed, checked it over with me, like,
Dang.
made sure that I was happy with the
That's
whole
legit.
process. So
Wow.
shout
So
out to him. Unfortunately, I forget his name, but
Yeah.
he was an awesome guy. If he's listening to this,
yeah, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
right?
So these wheels must not have came on it.
No. So my dream wheel has always been a T37.
Mm-hmm. Very
Maybe
classic.
it's classic
Yeah.
JDM wheels. But something about the T37V always did it for me.
V.
Yeah.
Do you know what makes it a V? What is the?
I should know this, but I don't.
Yeah, I haven't even heard of it, so that's why I
It's
was
got
curious.
it's got like an extra lip to it, so it's like a step lip. It's a T37
Oh, okay, yeah, I do see that.
VSL. So it's got like a little deep dish to it, kind of.
Yeah, it
but
really
not
does.
too like hot boy deep dish,
Yep. No, it looks good.
But I love it. So it was either going to be those, or just like the OG.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found those, and I had to have them.
Yeah, I think that it complements the car well, and they fit nice too.
Yeah. So the spec's pretty aggressive on it. They're actually 18 by 10.5 plus 15 all the way around.
Oh yeah, wow, that's almost like a GTR spec.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it actually came off a track 350Z.
Okay.
It was like literally a gutted 350Z making 600 horsepower. And he bought the wheels because they're light, for one,
Mm-hmm.
and they're good on the track. And he ran it twice and then parted the car out. So
wow, yeah, because
they were
they
basically
look
brand
like they
new.
would have been brand new.
Yeah, they're brand new.
And so I see those big boy calipers. Did you do those, or did the previous owner?
Yeah, so I bought a kit from actually Silver Mines Motorsports. Also great people. They build custom kits for Nissans and Datsuns.
Oh, that's legit.
For Willwood brakes. So they come with everything you need, like literally everything. Lines, all the brackets, and it just bolts right up.
Oh, so it's a pretty
It's
even change. Yeah.
Straightforward.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
like, it just bolts right up.
And what was their name again?
Silver Mines Motorsports.
Silver Mines.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're out
Yeah,
of
I'll have to look
California, I
into 'em.
believe.
So did you notice like a pretty dramatic difference between stock and
Oh,
those?
yeah.
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 You're stopping now.
No, yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
They stop. Like
yeah.
you.
And I mean, they look great, so that's just like a bonus.
Yeah. The bonus is they look great, but they work great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you said the NAS are pretty much stock.
It is stock. So
it is stock.
it's got I say, well, it's stock minus. It does have headers, and I have not taken it apart to figure out what the brand is, but I do have from header back, it is an HKS exhaust, like true HKS.
That's cool.
And that was on it from Japan.
Oh, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
You know, just like, oh, okay, cool. I actually got a legit
Yeah, it's
Japanese
legit
exhaust.
HKS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what are you going to do? What's next for this thing?
Yeah. So I completed basically my exterior. I've got a Gretty lip on the front. I wanted an OEM, but they're just so hard to find now.
Yeah.
So Gretty was the next best thing, in my opinion.
It looks
As far
awesome.
as name brand. And then I do have Naven side skirts on there, so I took the Kouki ones off. Put the Naven on. Just did that, actually, 2 days ago with a good buddy of mine. And we stayed up till like 3 a.m. Friday morning, putting those on. Tony Oliva, shout out to him.
Yeah,
But,
it's good to have good friends that
yeah,
actually
good-
help.
Exactly. Good to have somebody with an extra hand and to hang out with while you're doing it.
Right. Yeah. Till 3 a.m. gets
Right.
kind of lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, so yeah, I mean, the exterior is pretty much done. I'd love the rear. I'd love to have the rear balances. I don't have those yet.
Still
That's
hard to
next on the
find.
list.
Like,
Yeah, they're
definitely
super hard to find.
Not something you can just get on eBay.
No. Yeah, they're super hard to find. But as far as the motor side, I do have an RB20 that I'm working on currently.
Ooh, that's something different, because a lot of people listening would probably expect you to do an SR DET. You know, like that's what they would expect.
Yeah. I kind of want to keep the SR NA and keep it for maybe another build.
Yeah.
Who
That
knows
would be
what
cool.
who knows what it may bring on later in life.
Yeah.
But I'd like to keep it. I had the RB, and most people will shun me for doing an RB20.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I wanted to keep it 2-liter.
Yeah. Kind of true to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, still a Nissan motor, but just from a different platform.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. So will that be turbo though?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got
So
it.
I'm going to go turbo on it. My goal is around 400 horsepower. Nothing crazy, but
Practical.
practical. But it'll be a blast,
Oh, I bet. I mean, I can't imagine the difference in sound, with the car, just with the new motor and turbo. It'll be just fun there.
My opinion, RB20 is the best sounding RB, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a little more high strung.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree too. I love those 2-liter 6-cylinders. So, yeah, I mean, this is a really great car. And like you said, I mean, you can't even really do much to the interior because it's so mint.
It's super mint. The thing I'll probably do that really bothers me the most is the rear seat. That's literally the only major flaw, and it's faded. That's literally it.
From the sun,
From
I'd
the
assume.
sun.
Yeah. Yeah, which, I mean, still minor, really, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
but I
super
feel ya.
minor. But yeah, the rear seat, I'll have to source a new one. I may take those seats out, preserve those, and put some Recaros in.
For like your normal driving.
Normal
and stuff.
driving,
Yep.
yeah, and just try to preserve those as much as possible. They're not really worth anything now, but who knows down the years.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah,
Yeah.
who knows? Because stuff like that is disappearing every day.
Yeah, every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially in that condition. So.
Yeah, I agree. This is a beautiful car, man. We definitely appreciate you representing us in the booth.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. And it was really great talking to you, man. And good luck with the future cars, and we'll see you again next year.
Thanks. Appreciate
All
it.
right, peace. So that was Chance Baker with his Kouki S14. What'd you think?
Yeah, seems like a cool dude. He knows what's up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he went to a concert the night before or if, he was cheering on his favorite football team, but he definitely lost his voice.
Yeah.
But,
Understandable.
yeah, he did his best. I mean, it seemed like he, was trying to at least let us hear his story.
Yeah. No, his story's sick. And
Yeah.
the whole car, how he came to get it, and the process. It was all cool to hear.
Yeah, I had a sidebar conversation with him about JDM Sport Classics and his true experience with them, because that's obviously where I got the 33, and he really seemed pretty happy with them, which again, like my experience wasn't like this extreme negative experience because
Right.
they did make it right.
Yeah.
You know, so
And also their kind of like ignorance on some things was a positive for you.
yeah,
in a
yeah,
sense.
yeah, for sure. So it kind of evened out my experience, and with his experience, just like he said, you know, like he had zero problems with them. It was
Right.
just like getting the car from point A to point B that became a little bit of a like kind of a heartache for him, but
Yeah.
it seems like he was good.
Yeah.
He's a real estate agent. He hustles properties, you know, around Murfreesboro and southern Nashville. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's cool, right? Like he's able to kind of have his day job and then do his car thing after that.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. And it was cool to hear another like success story from JDM Sport Classics.
Yeah.
Like, you know, on the Facebook group, you know, the I got screwed over by Shady JDM, whatever. They come up every once in a while. and
Every
it's-
once in a while.
It's pretty much the same thing. People have the same story from them. Like, you know, the car was decent. There's nothing really negative to say about the experience, but like,
It could have maybe been better.
right, could have been a
Yeah.
little bit better, but like everything was on point and there's no like huge complaints.
Right.
So I mean, that's pretty cool to hear that they're actually like a decent, trusted source. And
Yeah, I would say like on the scale, right? Like 1 to 10 of like whether like 10 is like the best importer out
Yeah.
there, right? I don't
Yeah.
know who that is, but
Yeah.
that's, you know, and 1 is like right-hand drive specialties.
yeah,
And no, I'm just kidding. But like
Some
1
people
is
would
the
think
lowest.
that.
Yeah. So, you know, I think JDM Sport Classics is, you know, kind of creeping over the midway point, you
Right.
know, from what I've heard. Like you said, like, yeah, they don't know the most about the cars that they're
Right.
selling, which is probably their biggest downfall.
like in your instance, they didn't have your 33 listed as a V-Spec.
Yeah, they didn't know. They didn't price it like a V-Spec either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like,
Right. It's like, it's one of those things. Sometimes maybe their ignorance benefits you and sometimes maybe it hurts you.
right,
And I just got lucky with like, it benefited me,
yeah,
but it also hurt me because the suspension was blown out and they had no clue. And,
right,
you know, so, but regardless, I am glad to hear, like you said, that he had a good experience.
right.
And that just kind of, you know, solidifies that like they're not bad.
Yeah,
They
no.
just maybe need a little more like education. And
yeah, a little refinement, I guess
Yeah,
you could say, in
for
their
sure.
process. And you know, after he said that, I just hopped online and looked at their stock, and they still do have decent stock of 33s, 32s,
Really?
and a couple K trucks, K vans.
Yeah,
and
because when I
a
went,
fair price too.
they had like one other Skyline. Yeah, like a bunch of like the K trucks. And,
Yeah,
you know, but again, so yeah, I mean, he's from Murfreesboro. I think Adam was from right around there. That's how they
Yep.
knew each other, because I guess like a bunch of them all get together like with Squirk and stuff.
yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, so I really think that part is cool because, you know, back in the day in Nashville, like there weren't right-hand drive cars. It was like me and you and like, you know,
Right. A
like
few others.
Zong and like, sure, you know, a few, but not as many as there are now, I feel like.
Right, yeah, it definitely. Once they became legal,
The availabilities. Like,
also all the other people moving to Nashville that might not have even been there when we were there.
true. Yeah.
So
Because we moved away.
yeah, the scene's changed a lot. I feel like
Yeah.
it's gotten a whole lot bigger.
So what do you think about the DE thing?
I mean, it from what he said about getting a car that was unmolested, it's very smart. Like, usually those cars they get beat on if they're a turbo 5-speed, especially because
Right.
they're used for drifting, they're used for track days, whatever it might be.
Teenage kids, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you're getting an NA and if you're getting an automatic, even more so, but you're likely going to have somewhat of a nicer car.
Right.
Might have been taken care of
Not
a little
enough
more.
power to beat on.
Right, pretty much. Not saying that there aren't people out there, because there are a lot of people that do NASR20 builds and rip them.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, I mean, yeah, like an SR20 with ITBs. That's the only. I mean, like, you know, much love to each their own. Like, much love to Chance and his setup.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, me personally, SR20 DE with the ITBs,
Yeah.
maybe some head work.
Yeah, for sure.
Run it. Like,
Right. Especially they also have like a VVL head. I've seen people do the VVL head
Oh, yeah.
from the SR20 VET or VE, and that'll
So
be like
that's
a
variable valve timing or something.
right,
Yeah.
and they'll rev to like 11K or something like
That's
that.
what I'm saying. That's sick.
Yeah.
Like, if you like to be unique, and if you want to do something like this, do something like that,
Right.
right? Like, because like you said, everybody throws an SR20 DET in there, or even like his plan is throw an RB20
Yeah,
in there, turbo, both very cool.
yeah,
But let me tell you, that sound of an SR20 NA with ITBs screaming.
Screaming.
At 10,000 RPMs, dude, like, that's a different level. Like,
Yeah.
when it comes to that type of tuning,
Right.
NA tuning, like, that's sick. So, I mean, I'm interested to see where he kind of goes with it.
yeah.
You know?
I'm interested too, and I'm a big fan of the RB20. It's what I have in my R32, and I feel like it's not as sought after, right? Because it's not a 25.
Yeah.
Because the 25 is just, it's the same thing pretty much. If you look at them at the outside, they look very similar, right? And they're not that much difference in price. So, like, why not do the 25?
Right.
But the 20s are a little bit cheaper, and they sound fucking awesome.
Yeah, like you said,
So-
it is a good sounding RB. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, they are in less demand, right?
Right.
Like, that's like kind of the thing. A lot of those guys like you that have a 32 with the 20 in it are going to the 25
Right.
or something like that, or
Right,
a
right.
26 even, or something, right? So
or an SR or whatever it might be.
right, yeah, anything but the RB20, those guys are
Right. They
going
always
for.
swap away from. But, dude,
Yeah.
those engines are, like, bulletproof. Like,
Oh
and
yeah,
they-
I've
they-
seen you hammer on that thing, dude.
And they came in a lot of things, like the I believe the A31s and the there's a few other chassis that have those over there, and like Ebisu and stuff. That's what a lot of those cars have for engines is RB20s, stock turbo, like, and they just beat the crap out of them, change the oil, and just keep it running.
So not to deflect back to Adam, but the valve cover, the one with the fins,
Yep.
is that from an RB30?
No, it's from an RB20, like from
Or
an,
yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry,
it's from an
RB20.
R31, I believe.
Yeah.
So like the previous year's Skyline before the 32.
Yeah,
I believe that's what those are from.
yeah,
And
that's cool.
that was like the introduction to the RB20.
So that was
in
the
the
first
Skyline.
gen, so to speak. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, seeing Chance's car in person, it's definitely a beautiful car. Like, I truly, honestly was mind blown that his headlights were not brand new.
Yeah.
Like, I'd never seen, and you also mentioned you had never even heard of those OEM parking sensors.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, he said that was it was a first year limited thing that they offered as an add-on from the dealership for parking in tight spaces.
Yeah.
Because I asked the same thing. I'm like, what the heck are these? I'm like, did you jack these off a Tesla or something?
Right,
like,
right.
What the heck?
So do they like have a chime or something?
Yes, yeah. They beep, beep, beep,
Ah.
beep, beep, beep. And the beep is faster when you get closer.
No way. dude.
Yes.
That's cool. I've never even heard of that.
On
That's
a
one option.
98 or whatever, like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. That's like kind of
Yeah.
like,
It's kind
and-
of before its time.
Yeah, and a lot of these, a lot of the technologies in these older 90s JDM cars were kind of ahead of their time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Mhm.
I like my Skyline has auto up and down windows. And
yeah.
like that
Yeah, exactly.
sounds, silly and simple, right? But like we didn't get that in a Nissan in the States until like I don't know, probably early 2000s, late 90s, you know what I mean?
They just tried everything over in Japan first,
Yeah, I guess
because
so.
they're more particular or whatever. Like,
Right, it's pretty cool. You do get to see some of these options that we didn't necessarily get over here until it was already refined and, in
Mhm.
play for a while. So like seeing things like those parking sensors where I think it's super cool.
yeah, it is. I mean,
And I would have kept it too. Like
right. I mean, yeah. Is it like the most attractive thing like on the car?
right.
Not necessarily, but if you understand like the fact that somebody purposely ordered those
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like that's what came on the car, dude, it's gotta stay.
Right, it's not like those stupid parking poles. That
Yes, I know. Yeah.
it's
That's
way
ridiculous.
better,
Yeah.
way better than those. I mean, granted, yeah, parking pole, whatever. It's kind of cool. but like I don't know if I would want to have that on my car still if I went to repaint it.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you're saving that.
No. can't do
So,
that.
like, and I wish you could have seen the interior of this car, 'cause it truly was like mint. Like, yeah, the back seat, like a few of those, like, because it's like the lines, and a few of that was the tiniest bit faded at the top, but like otherwise, like everything was like in its place, proper,
Yeah.
clean. Like, it looked mint. I mean, the car only has 75,000 miles, and so I'm just like, wow, like, yo, how do you even keep it like that?
Right. Yeah. From the pictures that I've seen, like definitely one of the nicer interiors that I've seen in some of those cars.
Yeah,
Because if they're not taken care of, it's
a mess.
it's game over. Like dash is going to be cracked, the airbag's going to be
hanging out,
hanging out, dude. Like all the interior trims all broken, the radio trims all smashed. Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
very
it can
easy.
be bad.
It's very easy to make a bad interior.
Yeah,
in that sense.
And I mean, his, like I talked about with him, his wheel choice looks great on the car. He had the suspension set right up. Those Willwood brakes were like brand spanking new.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before. The Willwood conversions on those
Silver Mines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never heard of that. It's cool.
I guess that company makes them for a bunch of import cars. So if anybody's looking for the Willwood Johnson, you just got to hit up Silver Mines.
Right.
Yeah. So
heck yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited to kind of see where he takes this car, and like, next year when we go down, where he's at with it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I mean, it looks great. It's definitely a great start. Like,
I mean, it seems like he's kind of almost done. Like, so it's like one of those things, right? I'm not sure. I really didn't get into his history with him on where he's at as far as like how many right-hand drive cars he's had and like, what his history is. But I mean, it seems like if this is his first one, then he's for sure like making good moves.
Yeah, and pretty unique. Like, he has the Goretti front lip and like the Zinke Naven side skirts. Like, you usually don't see that combo together. Like, all he needs is, like you said, the rear valences, and
yeah, he's
all set there. Like, that car will be so clean on the outside. And he's also got the K's wing as well. So like,
yeah,
it's set.
Yeah, it's mint. And so, yeah, I really, really like the car so much that you send me it was like a day or two later, you sent me an eBay auction of a Kouki converted 94 right-hand drive SR20 DET. And I was just kind of messing around, and I'm like, yeah, no, all right. Like, you sent it to me, and like, I didn't even look at the description. The thing could have had a blown motor, but I like bid on it.
Yeah.
Because it was very, and when I say low, I mean this was very low where this bid was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll screw with this dude, and I'll bid on it, whatever.
Right. Auction still had hours left, like 8 hours or something like that.
6-8 hours, right? And so, I bid on it. I'm like, oh yeah, I just bid on it. He's like, no, shut up. And I'm like,
what?
Yeah, no, I did. And sure enough, I won it for that extremely low price.
Yeah,
and,
not even another bid.
Not even another bid.
That shocked me that no
me
one...
Me too. Like, because the price that I put in was so low, I was just like, I'm another cog in the wheel. Like,
right.
I'm just another bidder. Yeah.
Right? Because it wasn't that... You won it for not much higher than your... Or not much lower than your max bid.
Yeah. No, I had only had $800 like leeway there.
Yeah.
Not a single dollar more than my initial bid.
Pretty wild.
So I ended up to be the owner of a 94 Sylvia S14. Went and picked it up down in New York this past weekend. And so we'll have an episode about that and kind of just break down how it all actually went down and what the plans are. And, if we're going to hopefully include you guys in the plans of getting rid of it and go from there.
Yeah, sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So, all right, we just want to throw another shout out to Chance Baker for being in the booth at IA and talking to us and kind of just letting us in on a little glimpse of his life with his S14.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. So
can't wait to meet him next time.
Yeah, I'm excited to get with all these guys now that the framework is laid out and they know who we are, and we can kind of spend a little more time, hopefully do a cruise or something.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So this was episode 26. You can find us at Right Hand Drive Guys. You can also find Chance on there. It's at
The
the Kouki Baker. Yeah.
Good name.
Good name, yeah. So you make sure you look him up. Check out that awesome red S14. And so I'm Bobby. This is Aaron.
See ya.
Adios.